All right. All right, Shuddhatma Bhagavan. Highest namaskars to the Paramatma, the Absolute One.
Namaskars almas puras presentes nessa reunião. Saudações elevadas a todos.
Within each one here, in fact.
Cada aqui presente.
And also namaskars to your relative selves, okay?
Saudações aos seus relativos seres.
And these namaskars are coming to you from Tony and Denise and Shuddha. Please accept them.
Essas saudações estão vindo de Denise, Tony e Shuddha. Por favor, aceite as saudações.
So we begin at the feet of Dadashri today.
Então, nós iniciamos
a session of a flawless vision.
Sessão de visão impecável.
And before we do the flawless vision session, let us have one person sing the three mantra, and we would, we let us choose a new person. Shall we choose a new person?
Uma pessoa nova para fazer o trimantra.
I see Deborah Barreto.
Deborah Barreto.
Deborah, Jai Satchidananda Shuddhatma Bhagavan, would you like to sing the three mantra?
Você gostaria de cantar o trimantra, Deborah?
You need to unmute yourself.
Você está no mudo, pode tirar do mudo.
Thank you.
Obrigado.
Namo Vitargaya, Namo Mariyanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eis o Panchanamukaro, Savapavapanansano, Mangalanam Che Savesim, Anamam Havai Mangalam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchitanand, Namo Vitargaya, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eis o Panchanamukaro, Savapavapanansano, Mangalanam Che Savesim, Panamam Havai Mangalam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchitanand, Namo Vitargaya, Namo Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eis o Panchanamukaro, Savapavapanansano, Mangalanam Che Savesim, Panamam Havai Mangalam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchitanand, Jai Satchitanand, Jai Satchitanand. Gratidão.
Jai Satchidanand, thank you.
Satchidanand, obrigado.
And thank you, Deborah.
Obrigado, Deborah.
So let us share some few informal words of Dadashri.
Vamos dividir algumas palavras informais de Dadashri.
This I share with you his live satsang in June of 1973 in Mumbai.
Ele vai dividir com a gente o satsang de junho de 1973, vivo em Mumbai.
Yeah, those days, Dadashri did not have many Mahatmas in front of him, and also the seekers were relatively few, you see.
Neste tempo, Dada não tinha Mahatmas em sua frente e os buscadores eram poucos.
But so Dada would, whenever he would sit in satsang, he would just speak, the word, because he was disconnected from his body, mind and speech, the speech would come spontaneously. You see, he would just, it would come out spontaneously.
Por causa que Dada estava desconectado do corpo, da mente, a fala dele saía com espontaneidade.
Spontaneous speech is otherwise known as Sahaj Vani. Sahaj means natural.
Sahaj Vani, essa que é a fala natural, né? Yes. Espontânea, fala espontânea.
Yes. There is no ownership of those words. They would simply flow through the medium of Dada. They will just these words would simply flow through his medium, and on the basis of the unfolding good karma of the listeners who are there, and on the basis of their good karma, that Dadashri speech would flow beautifully, you see.
Então, o Shuddha diz que não há uma apropriação, uma posse, né? As palavras fluíam de Dada para os Mahatmas através, de acordo com o karma dos Mahatmas.
And essentially Dadashri begins by saying that if a human being becomes free from the conflict in his mind, if he becomes free from conflict inside the mind, then it can be said that he has attained the religion of the Vitarag. He has attained true religion, you see.
Então, quando o Dada diz, quando o ser humano está livre do conflito da mente, ele consegue o estado de Vitarag.
Yes, anyone who has become free from any kind of conflict in the mind, otherwise known as Klesh, K-L-E-S-H, Klesh. You see, Klesh, K-L-E-S-H, Klesh, or conflict, you see.
Então, as pessoas que estavam livres desse conflito, né, que é a palavra Klesh, o Shuddha diz que é conflito.
Anyone, if you meet a human being who has become free from conflict inside his mind, then know that that human being has received the Gnan, the knowledge of the Vitarag, the enlightened one, you see.
Então, se o ser humano está livre de conflito na mente, ele recebeu esse conhecimento de iluminação, o estado de Vitarag.
Yeah, Vitarag. In the absence of this, in the absence of the meeting with, and in the absence of this Gnan, the knowledge, it is impossible to become free from conflict inside the mind, you see. you know, something or the other is going on inside, you see.
Então, na ausência deste Gnana, é impossível estar sem conflito na mente.
Yeah, you see this, and then there is this word murti. If you say murti means visible, visible shape, form. You see, you know, visible shape, form. Murti. You know, like you have the murti of Lord Simandar.
Então, então, Murti quer dizer uma forma visível, né, como uma estátua, né? O Murti de Simandar Swami, por exemplo.
You know, if there is a Simandar Swami Murti and you look at it, then you get the darshan. You see, even though it is simply a made of marble, it is you get the benefit of seeing that murti. You see, just looking at that murti, you get the benefit. You see.
Então, por exemplo, quando você está diante do Murti, né, da estátua de Simandar Swami, você faz o darshan e você tem o benefício de estar presente com essa estátua.
Yeah, so this is a visible, you know, instead of looking at, say an art, you know, a sculpture, you know, a lot of people buy very expensive sculptures, you know, of famous artists. They have done a lot of sculpturing, making this and that face, but when you see a murti, so both are murti, sculpture of maybe a cowboy and a horse, you know, that's you know, it's a three-dimensional thing. It's very beautiful. But you see, it's a murti. It's a visible three-dimensional artwork. In the same way, in a visible three-dimensional statue of Lord Simandar has the benefits of, you know, there is a benefit behind seeing the Simandar Swami Murti versus the man on a horse, you see.
O Shuddha descreve, né, essa imagem em 3 dimensões, por exemplo, uma obra de arte cara, por exemplo, um homem montado num cavalo, e a diferença entre essa estátua do homem montado no cavalo e a estátua do Simandar Swami, há uma grande diferença entre os dois.
Why? Because you see, there is a name, and then there is the establishment of the energies of the awakened one inside him. He is no longer a statue. He is, you know, there is the name plus there is the establishment of the energy in it. You see, there is the establishment of the energy into that simple piece of marble. You know, you go to Rome, you can pick up a lot of marble statues, you know, artwork, but you know, they're just art statues, you see. But compared to a statue of Simandar Swami, what's the difference? You see, and we are trying, Dadashri is giving us the difference, you see.
Então, Shuddha diz que Dadashri nos dá a diferença, né? Porque há um nome e com esse nome, Simandar Swami, por trás disso, há um estabelecimento de energia e nós, quando estamos, que essa energia vem do interior dessa estátua de mármore.
You see, you do not see. The other Shri says it's no longer a human being who sees the murti, the statue of Lord Simandar, say it is in your home, or it is in your friend's home, or it's lying somewhere, some place that you visit, and it's there. It's because of the installation of the energies. It stops being a simple piece of marble, and it it now it represents the living, fully enlightened one. You see, there is the person who does this darshan, even if he does not know anything, there is something that happens to this human being who sees this murti, you see.
Energia, sim, yeah. Então, por exemplo, você pode ter essa estátua de Semana Swami em sua casa, pode ser na casa de um seu amigo, e essa energia é manifestada porque houve uma instalação nessa estátua que é feita de mármore, mas esta energia está estabelecida na estátua.
You see, and I'm writing something in the chat, but if anyone is willing to translate this for you, translate the chat, that will be helpful in Portuguese, okay? All right.
Anyway. Shuddha diz que ele está botando no chat, escrevendo, mas se alguém pode traduzir, iria ajudar bastante.
Yeah. If you do that, it will help those who do not read English, okay? So anyway, and then there is the other reason. Why does the darshan happen? It's a subtle darshan. It is no longer just seeing a piece of art, a marble. It is something that connects with this human being who, because behind, unknown to anyone, there are the Sashan Devis. They are called the protector deities behind that murti, protecting that, you see, including the ones, the lords that is in your home. In your home also, there is the behind every murti, there is the pure, there are these celestial beings who protect it, you see.
E Shuddha diz que é importante que não são só peças de mármore, essa conexão com esses seres celestiais que contribuem com essa energia. Shuddha, what would be the synonym of deity?
Devi, the celestial.
Devi.
Celestial being, Vitarag, Sashan, Devis, Dev and Devis,
É que são os seres celestiais que estão present in this energy, correct?
Yeah, it's an energy. They are in the celestial realm, you see, but
esses seres celestiais estão nesse âmago celestial, but they are sending this protection, right, Shuddha?
They protect anybody who's even just folds the hands and does this to this, that person is protected. That person is protected because these celestial beings are there, you see. Not the Lord himself doesn't care. The Lord is Vitarag, you see. But the celestial beings protect this energy, you see.
O Shuddha diz que o Senhor é Vitarag, mas esses seres celestiais, as pessoas que se curvam perante a estátua, tocam a estátua, ao terem este ato, eles estão recebendo essa proteção dos seres celestiais.
You see, so Dadashri is saying it's very, very, very critical, because, and like in your own home, if you have a Simandar Swami, then you are the enlightened one, right? You have received the Gnanviti, you are the enlightened one. Every time you look at your Lord, you are sending energies into him, into that piece of stone, marble, by saying, my Lord, I love you, I worship you, my highest namaskars, etc. So your energies are going in that murti, in that visible artwork, you see. It was a piece of stone and then it got turned into Simandar Swami, you see.
Então, se você tem murti, uma estátua de Simandar Swami em sua casa, cada vez toda vez que você faz o darshan, certo? Você envia essa energia para o Murti, né? Para essa estátua de arte que recebeu, que foi instilada, né? Foi pelo Gnani.
Yes. Yeah, Gnanis, and we are all, we worship, all of you are doing Namaskar Vidhi, you see. Pratyaksh Dada Bhagwan Ni Sakshi, you say, so you're doing all of this Namaskar Vidhi. And these energies are going into this piece of marble, you see. It doesn't have to be piece of marble. It could be just a calendar, just a photograph of Simandar Swami, but you're sending energies in it, you see.
Então, o Shuddha diz que quando fazemos o Vidi, né? Então, quando nós fazemos a nossa reverência a essa estátua, também não somente as estátuas, né? Como fazemos a reverência a uma foto de Sumanda Swami, a mesma coisa acontece.
You see, today, some of you may have listened to satsang this morning. There was a lady in Nakuru, Kenya, you see. In Nakuru, Kenya. Nakuru is a little town in Kenya, in the Kenya highlands, you see. And her home was burning, but except the photographs of the Lord and Dada and Niruma, you see. And everything was burning, but those things remained intact, you see.
E sim, hoje, na satsang dessa manhã, uma senhora que contou a experiência dela, né, que a casa foi totalmente queimada. Ela estava em Quênia, nessa cidade de Nakuru, e tudo foi queimado, e com exceção das fotos de Dada e Niruma.
Yeah, we all heard her life experience, you see.
Nós todos ouvimos a experiência da vida dela.
Anyway, so it's darshan, this darshan. Yeah, you see, we are doing, every time you see Dada here in front with Shuddha in this photograph, you see, this is no longer a piece of plastic, you see. This is it's energies projected, energies projected, and energies received. Energies projected and energies received, you see. This is a very subtle science, you see. You understand? We look at each other and we say, Joni, Mahatma Joni and Shuddhatma Bhagwan, Amapura Deos, you see. Amapura Deos, Shuddhatma Bhagwan, and Mahatma Joni. So you see, every time we look, or we say, Surya Pus, Amapura Deos, you see. And so these energies are projected and energies received, you see. These are living murtis. That Simandar Swami is a stone murti, and we in front here in Zoom are living murtis, alive, visible ones. You see, living murtis, you see.
Então, o Shuddha diz que nessa foto que ele tem à frente dele, né, com essa estátua de Dada, simplesmente não é um plástico, né? Nessa estátua há energias que são projetadas e recebidas, né? E é uma ciência bastante sutil. Ele cita o caso do Johnny, Mahatma Johnny, alma pura, Mahatma Surya, alma pura. Se Simandar Swami é uma estátua viva.
So you see, Nam Sthapna. You see, Nam and Sthapna. You name and establishment. It is called name Surya. Surya in Brazil. Joni in Brazil. You see, Shuddha and Tony in Florida. You see, like that. You see, so we are, with a name, we are projecting this information, you see, and this this name and projection are relative, and then there is subtle energies through the 5 agnas, you see, that is real energy that is also going. So the relative and real energies are being thrown at each other. We interact as well as we receive, you see.
Shuddha diz que, por exemplo, Síria e Johnny em Brasil e eu e Shuddha aqui em Flórida, e o nome é a projeção, certo? Isso é uma interação, esse nome e a projeção são no relativo. E a energia sutil, que também está entre nós, nesse espaço, se manifesta através das 5 agnas.
And you see, so there is different ways of darshan. There is a relative darshan through name, you know, and a relative, I say Marlusi, Maho, or Majo, you see, Adao, you know, relative darshan, and then there is the real darshan, you see. Through the 5 agnas, there is the real darshan. So these are all energies, you see, of the murti, you know, and when you do the real darshan, then there is a subtle shift from the relative into the real, you see, relative into the real, you see. It's just automatic, you see.
Ok. Então, o relativo, o darshan relativo é feito através do nome, quando Shuddha pronunciou o nome de Marluce, o nome de Arlão, de Adão, Marco, e também existe o darshan do real, que é feito através das 5 agnas, que é a energia do murti.
Dadashri is now going and saying, Dadashri just says, what Lakshmi, or, you know, there is a subtle, very subtle energy of Lakshmi energy, all right? Lakshmi, wealth, you see. There is wealth energy, okay? There is Dadashri, this is very unique. Dadashri is essentially saying that Lady Lakshmi, the Devi Lakshmi Devi, you see, the goddess of wealth, what is she looking at? You know, remember we talked about the celestial beings up there? Now he shifts to the goddess of wealth, and the goddess of wealth essentially is looking at is the clash, and is this Kashai gone from the home? If the Kashai leaves the home, this home, then I enter the home. And if there is fights in the home, and if there is clash and Kashai is in the mind, then the Lady Lakshmi says, no, later, I don't want to go in there, you see.
A deusa, então ele falou que essa deusa Lakshmi, que é a deusa dos bens, né? It's a wealth, material wealth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, see, you know, it is material wealth, but there, you know, in the Dadashri and in India, it has been given the form, the subtle name of Lady Goddess Lakshmi, you see, Devi.
Okay. Então, essa deusa Lakshmi, que foi dada que ela é deusa do poder do material, but when there are kashais in the house, she doesn't enter the house.
She doesn't enter the house, and if there's a lot of kashai, she leaves. That means, you know, in the homes where there is a lot of fights and kashais, those homes become poor and poor slowly. You see, they lose their money. You see, and when in the homes where there is peace and good harmony between the people, then money comes naturally. Money comes in. You see.
E o Shuddha diz que a história atrás, por trás de lei da deusa Lakshmi é que se os cachais imperam na casa e há muita luta, muita briga, certo? Essa deusa não entra na casa e o que acontece com essa família vão passar por apertos e a pobreza surge. E o oposto é se há harmonia na casa, não há cachais, eles vão ser bem-aventurados.
All right, you see, and then so the most critical thing is has the clash, and clash is English and clash is Gujarati. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, clash é a mesma palavra em inglês e Gujarati.
Yeah, clash is
clash.
Yeah, clash. Yeah,
que são choque, né?
Yeah, clash and clash. You know, like when two things bang, when there is an accident, is a, you know.
Quando duas coisas vêm juntas e tem esse atrito, né?
Yeah, so when human beings may live in the home but if there is conflict in the mind, if there is clash in the mind, they just are living, they're just existing, they are separate. You see, there is a negative energy seems to enter into the home. You see, these are people who love each other, but they simply cannot get along with each other. You see.
Então ele diz que quando há conflito na mente da casa, né, esses seres humanos simplesmente não podem lidar, não podem ter um relacionamento estável e há como esse atrito, né, essa explosão, vamos dizer assim, né, muita negatividade.
Dadashri must be sitting at a place where there must be a murti of the Lord. It really, and there are people there, and Dadashri says, just looking at the murti this is the beauty of it, just doing the darshan of the Lord, just seeing the Lord should break your mental conflicts. Your mental conflicts should leave. That is the beauty of the presence of the Murti, wherever you see it, whether it is in somebody else's home or whether it is in a temple or wherever it is, you see.
Yes. E o Dada deve estar sentado diante de Murti, fazendo darshan, e ele diz que quando você está diante deste Murti, os conflitos da sua mente vão quebrar, e esse Murti pode estar presente na sua casa ou num templo, para que você possa fazer este darshan, né, para dissolver os seus conflitos.
Yeah, so this is such an amazing sentence by Dada. You see, he is not even talking about satsang or Gnan Vidhi or anything. He is just saying a few words, that upon seeing the Murti of the Lord, the mental clashes and clash and conflicts must leave, and if they do not, then your spiritual master or your guru has, or they have not taught you how to do darshan. Somebody has not taught you how to do darshan. You see.
O Shuddha diz que Dada não está fazendo charanvidi, nem satsang, e Dada, em poucas palavras, ele diz que quando olhamos para este Murti, os conflitos desaparecem, e se isto não acontece com você, a pessoa que está lhe orientando para fazer essa prática, há algo que não está correto aí.
And he says, then, here you are in front of the Lord, let's assume it's a temple where there is a beautiful murti of the Lord, okay? And he says, he's telling these people, he's just speaking in 1973. He's saying, if you do not know how to do the darshan, if you do not know how to see this, then what is the difference between this location and any other location? What's the difference?
Shuddha refere de novo esse evento que aconteceu num templo. Se você está num templo em 1993, se você está num templo e você está diante desse murti, certamente esse conflito da sua mente vai desaparecer.
Dadashri now warns that if you have conflict fights, serious fights for 1 hour, 1 hour conflict, he is not talking about 1 hour, then that 1 hour will bind a life, a next life in the animal kingdom. You see, 1 hour of conflict in the mind will take you to the animal kingdom. You see.
E Dada diz que 1 hora que você passa nesse conflict,
clash, fights, fights,
luta,
fights in the heart.
Você está vinculando para a próxima vida, está no reino animal.
Yeah, animal kingdom. This is how dangerous it is.
Isso é o perigo que é. Esses conflitos por 1 hora, duração de 1 hora, se você está vinculando karma para vir no reino animal, na próxima vida.
And if the clashes go, if the clashes leave, like it has left for all of us, then you bind a life in the Mahavidya Kshetra. You go and take birth in Mahavidya Kshetra, with the Lord. You see, this is the difference. This is the difference between conflicts that are existing versus conflicts that are gone, you see.
Ou também, se o conflito vai embora, você vai vincular e nascer na próxima vida em Mahavira Kshetra, junto ao Senhor.
Yeah, MVK. I'm just going to write MVK, my dear Carla. That means Mahavidya Kshetra, you see.
Ele está abreviando MVK Mahavira Kshetra.
You see, anyone whose clash is gone, it's broken, it's destroyed, he deserves, he has a right to liberation, you see. He has an absolute right to get liberated, you see.
E aquele que, onde os conflitos se quebraram, ele ganha a libertação.
You see, absolute right for liberation. You see, nobody can deny your liberation. Moksha.
Ninguém pode ignorar sua libertação, moksha.
Yeah, nobody can deny your liberation, you see. And you see, and if your conflicts are gone, just like each one of us, in this satsang, our conflicts are gone, my dear friends. Our conflicts are gone, you see.
Shuddha diz que nesse satsang, os nossos conflitos foram embora, amigos.
Each one of us who is present in this satsang, our mental conflict is gone. There is no conflict in the mind at all. And you see, the celestial beings, the millions and millions of celestial beings up there, they are doing namaskars to you, because you see, they are saying, wow, these human beings in Brazil, all of these human beings are worth worshipping. They are worth worshipping.
Então, se Shuddha diz que nessa satsang os celestiais estão fazendo esse trabalho sobre nós, para que nós nos estamos mantidos sem conflito.
You see, and not only that, our conflicts have gone so amazingly forever that even if you want to pull back, even if you want to invite conflict, oh conflict, come back in the mind, you know, it's impossible to enter into conflict now, and this is the beauty of it. You see.
E aí o Shuddha diz que mesmo que você queira convidar os conflitos para que voltem a você, não é possível, que esses conflitos se foram para sempre.
Yeah, Devis do namaskars to all of us, you see, to all of us.
Todos nós estamos recebendo os namaskaras, essas saudações para todos.
Yeah, why? Because they will have to wait to come back again as human beings before they can attain this state that you and I have attained. Absolute freedom from conflicts and the blissful state of the self, you see. This is our state. This is our exact experience, you see.
E a nossa experiência exata é fora de conflito e está recebendo e sentindo essa manifestação a todo tempo.
In essence, we are all protected by Dada.
Em essência, todos nós estamos protegidos por Dada.
You see, this is I'm giving you exactly as Dadashri is speaking. Okay, I'm not adding a single extra word in here. You see.
O Shuddha não está adicionando nenhuma palavra. Ele está exatamente passando a palestra de Dada.
And Dada now says this Dada gives protection. This Dada gives protection, not only protection in the entire universe. You see, he gives this protection. He's not saying I am giving you protection, not this A.M. Patel, not this Gnani Purush, but he says this Dada gives protection at all levels of the universe. So wherever you go, whether you from after meeting Dadashri, whether you go up to the celestial realm or whether you go down, maybe say for some reason you go down, which you want, or whether you come back as a human being, you are protected. You're absolutely protected.
E o Shuddha diz que Dada nos proveu essa proteção absoluta. Shuddha, can you repeat whether if you go to
whether you go to a celestial, celestial realm, supposing in next life, we have two tracks. Most of us will go to Mahaviti Kshetra where the Lord is, or some very special human beings who have done a lot of beautiful things for other human beings in this world. You see, they, like Niruma, they go to the celestial realm. You see, they become celestial beings. You see?
Se você é uma pessoa como Niruma que faz coisas maravilhosas, sempre em serviço para os outros, ela vai nesse espaço celestial. E the other option, Shuddha, is
Mahaviti Kshetra or celestial realms. The celestial realms. You see. Or if you've got some karmas remaining, some files that have not been cleared, pending, then you come back as a human being, you see.
Se você tem algum karma pendente, você retorna como ser humano.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You see, so...
May I have a question, Shuddha?
Yes, dear.
Niruma is not in Mahaviti Kshetra. I thought she was there, it's not in the celestial realm.
Well,
just let me translate. O que eu perguntei para o Shuddha se a Niruma foi para o reino celestial, né? Porque a gente tem 3 opções: ou volta como ser humano aqui, ou a gente vai para Mahavidekshetra, ou a gente pode ir para o mundo celestial. E ele disse que a Niruma foi para o mundo celestial, e eu tinha entendido que a Niruma tinha ido para Mahavidekshetra. Okay?
The answer is we do not know where she is, but if you listen to the satsangs of our Gnani, Deepak Pai, with so many beautiful things happening after the departure of Niruma to our organization, all of the credit is being given to Niruma. Niruma is doing it. You see. Niruma cannot do it if she is in Mahavidekshetra. She can do it as a celestial being, you see.
Você vai traduzir, Denise?
Traduzo. Ele diz que, na verdade, a gente não tem como saber mesmo onde está a Niruma. Mas que depois que ela partiu nas satsangs com Deepak Bai, e a gente está percebendo, não, porque Niruma, isso é fruto da Niruma, isso, tudo que acontecendo de bom para todo mundo, e para o Akram, nossa, isso é coisas de Niruma, isso é coisa de Niruma. Então, ele diz que de Mahavidekshetra, a Niruma não poderia estar fazendo isso. Então, possivelmente, ela pode estar no mundo celestial, sim, ajudando a gente.
Yeah, she comes in the dreams of countless Mahatmas and gives some subtle messages of what to do next, and that sort of stuff that you have already heard from the Gnani,
E o Shuddha diz que Niruma aparece em sonhos de Mahatmas, transmitindo esses Mahatmas, né? Isso é dito durante satsangs do nosso Gnani.
But if you really want to clear it, you can ask this question to our Gnani and ask the same question that, where is Niruma right now,
O Shuddha está dizendo a Denise que se ela poderia fazer essa pergunta ao Gnani, onde está Niruma agora?
Yes.
Se ela quiser.
Yes, but the science says that if you just do so much beautiful work for other human beings, you see, not caring about your own self, then you go to the celestial realm, you see.
E se você, a ciência diz, se você não faz coisas pensando em você, mas você faz coisas em serviço ao outro, pensando no bem do outro, você vai para o mundo celestial.
And as a celestial being, you can do accomplish much more than through the limitations of the body, you see,
E através desse ser celestial, você pode fazer muito mais do que está nesse plano do corpo.
Now, in the celestial realm, there are the enlightened, awakened celestial beings, and then there are other celestial beings who have rag, dvesh, and who are not enlightened, you see.
E nesse plano celestial há seres despertos e seres que têm attachment and aversion.
E aversão.
Both. Anger, kashayas, they have kashayas.
Que tem esses outros que não são despertos, que tem rag, que tem que os kashayas estão presentes neles.
So,
tem apego e aversão.
Yeah, attachment, rag, dvesh, you see.
Rag, dvesh,
attachment, aversion, you see. And for Mahatmas now, what's essentially saying, Dadashri is saying, right now, for Mahatmas, it really doesn't matter whether they get profit or loss, or whether they have a palace, or whether they have a jail, you see. They accept whatever unfolds in their life, you see. Whatever unfolds, you see.
Que aí o Dada diz que não importa os Mahatmas se ele tem ganhos, se ele tem perdas, se eles vivem no castelo, se eles estão na prisão. A coisa importante é que eles aceitam o que vem no prato deles.
Essentially, Mahatmas are recognizing now that the critical factor which creates kashayas is the intellect, and they do not give they have slowly, day by day, in satsangs, you see, in satsangs, and through satsangs and agnas, they are letting go of the use of the intellect. The intellect is no longer active in Mahatmas, you see.
É que então ele diz que o intelecto é que cria os cachais e os Mahatmas, quando eles estão em satsang e estão aplicando as agnas, esse intelecto simplesmente não tem força.
Mahatmas means he does not have any use for the intellect, you see.
Mahatma não tem uso para o intelecto.
All right. So, we want to go back to now our flawless vision. We will take a little break.
Então,
Let
agora,
us do that. And thank you, thank you, Carla, for translating this. And
Obrigado, Carla.
then we come back. Let's 5 minutes. Shall we take 5-minute break?
Devemos 5 minutos de intervalo.
Yeah, that was just a brief satsang with Dada.
Este foi uma breve satsang with Dada.
Jai Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidananda.
Yeah.
Jai Satchidananda. Oh, I should.
Hey, Tony. So,
Bruno Andrade is my son.
oh, Bruno, is
Yeah.
he? Where is?
He's in Sydney, Australia.
All right. Hey, Bruno, let us see you.
He's not a Mahatma, but
All right. Wonderful. Let me find where he is. I'd like to see him. Bruno, would you turn? Hola, where are you? Let us see you.
I'm trying to turn my camera on. For some reason it's
Okay.
not
All right.
it's not
Yeah. All right. Hi,
my,
hi, Bruno.
press-
Are you in Sydney, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I
Wonderful.
am.
O Bruno está em Sydney, na Austrália. O Shuddha está.
Okay, that's all right. At least we hear your voice. That's good.
Então, nós podemos ouvir a sua voz, Bruno. Tudo bom?
Yeah. Yes. So all the way. What time is it in Sydney, Bruno?
Que horas são aí em Sydney, Bruno? Eu estou traduzindo.
It's 10:38 in the morning.
Oh, so that's
10:30 da manhã.
all right. So that's not too bad, huh?
Não é mal.
No, it's not too bad.
Yeah, right. Talking about Sydney, I remember, it brings back the old memories. I went to Sydney 2 weeks in advance of Niruma visiting Sydney and Australia, for the first time.
O Shuddha diz que esteve em Sydney, na Austrália, quando a Niruma visitou a Sydney.
Mm-hmm. And in fact, we traveled together, but she went to Perth, and so then she was in that area, and then she came to Sydney. But it was interesting. So it was an interesting experience to talk to new people about Dada.
Então, o Shuddha diz que foi uma experiência interessante, falando com pessoas novas sobre Dada. A Niruma, Shuddha estava viajando com Niruma, e depois ela foi para outra cidade na Austrália, em Perth.
Yeah, we had a few Mahatmas there in Sydney who received us. I stayed with a Mahatma, and then for the first, then a beautiful big Simandar Swami came, and this was installed in the Sydney Hindu temple,
Ele diz que também esteve com outros Mahatmas em Sydney, e depois uma estátua enorme do Simandar Swami foi instalada num templo em Sydney.
Yes. Anyway, so if you need any help with Mahatmas, if you need to be with Mahatmas, let me know, Bruno. Your dad, I will put you in contact with some of them.
Ele está dizendo ao Bruno se ele precisa de auxílio para se ter algum contato em Sydney com Mahatmas, que o Shuddha, que ele pode se contactar com o Shuddha, pode ajudá-lo.
And there are also some in Auckland as well as Wellington,
Outras cidades, o Shuddha diz, Auckland, Wellington, e na Austrália. Okay.
In New Zealand,
Yeah, Bruno, do you have any questions, Bruno, from what you've heard so far?
E você tem alguma questão, Bruno, o que você ouviu até agora sobre a ciência do Dada?
No questions right now. I think through my parents, I've been learning
Yes,
more
you have. Yes,
about Dada, and we spent 2 weeks in Philadelphia, and we had where I assisted their morning prayers, and it was nice to be with them and to have this special time with them, and so I'm here with an open mind, and I'm here to learn about new things in life.
Well, wonderful, and I'm very, very grateful that you are here, to be with mom and dad, especially during these times from what you've been through, So.
E o Shuddha diz que é bom para ele estar em satsang com os pais, especialmente nessa situação difícil que a família está passando.
Yeah, good. All right, my friend. Yeah, sure. Okay, my friend. So, anyone else wants to say anything or share anything before we move on to the flawless vision?
Antes que a gente vá para a visão impecável, alguém quer fazer algum comentário, alguma pergunta? Shuddha diz.
See, Deborah, do you understand everything that was said in the initial part of the satsang today?
Débora, você entendeu o que foi falado na primeira hora deste satsang? Débora, o Shuddha pergunta.
Sim.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, bom.
Wonderful.
Muito
Yes.
bom.
Wonderful. All right. So let us. Okay. So I'm going to share now the screen with you. So we go to our reading of the flawless vision, and it's let me share the screen with you, and there we are. Okay, I hope you can all see this.
Eu espero que todos vocês possam ver.
This is on page 151. We are in the final phases of this book. We have not finished it. We have been we've been reading it for a very long time. But there is these words are so precious and so beautiful that You don't need to, this is not something that you rush through, you see.
É página 151, então estamos quase no fim, mas isso não é um material que a gente vai correndo, não há necessidade para correr.
Yeah, so now the heading is one becomes Vitarag when he sees himself in others. What a beautiful heading, you know.
O cabeçalho diz que uma pessoa só se torna Vitarag quando ela vê os outros nela mesma, ela própria.
And you know, this is only a one paragraph heading, so let us read it. The reason behind why you see faults in others is that your vision is unnatural and imperfect. It is a vision that is tainted with the intellect. The intellect always creates differences. It creates a division of me and you, mine and yours. That is the role of the intellect. And as long as you see fault in others, as long as you see any fault in anyone else, you have attained nothing as a human being. You have attained nothing. I feel no separation. I means Dadashri saying, I feel no separation with anyone. Yes, I feel one with everyone. And the person whose vision becomes one with the world is a God, you see, is God. The division of mine and yours, ours and yours, prevails in the social religions, you see, and its practices. These social religions are responsible for creating a rift between people and causing confusion and chaos. The more the people practice these social religions, interesting word, social religions, religion of the mind, speech, and body, the more confused they become and more worries they invite. Okay, all right, so let you read, Tony.
A razão por trás do porquê você vê defeito nos outros é que sua visão não é natural e imperfeita. É uma visão que está contaminada com o intelecto. O intelecto sempre cria diferenças. Ele cria uma divisão do eu e você, e meu e seu. Contanto que você vê defeito nos outros, você nada alcançou. Eu não sinto nenhuma separação com ninguém. Eu me sinto um com todos. A pessoa cujas visões se torna um com o mundo é Deus. A divisão do meu e seu e prevalece seu, nosso e nas religiões sociais e suas práticas. Essas religiões sociais são responsáveis por criar um fosso entre as pessoas e causar confusão e caos. Quanto mais as pessoas praticam essas religiões, mais confusas elas se tornam e mais preocupações elas convidam.
Very interesting. Let us go deeper into this. Lot of, simultaneously this reading is associated with my, review. I review again the Gujarati original, just to share with you anything that has changed since this was originally translated by us, you see. So let us...
Vamos pouco mais aprofundar nessa leitura.
Okay, so first of all, there is this this seeing or the fault, seeing any fault is because And let me add that word here. It's an interesting word, and I'm sorry to overload with some of these words, but you know, vikar, this word vikar means vikari drashti, the vikari vision. You say vikari vision. Now vikar means to move from the original place, you see.
Vicar, essa palavra vicar significa mover-se do lugar original.
Yeah, you see, in the original location, which is the location called home, you and I have entered the home as Eu so amapura hu Shuddha Atma chu. You see, that is the original location. And to move from that original location, the vision becomes distorted, or it is associated with intellect, you see.
Então, Shuddha diz que vicar, certo, é local, a nossa casa, nosso abrigo, e que é simbolizado por eu sou a Amapura, e você sair dessa casa, você simplesmente se moveu, perdeu o estado da Amapura.
Yeah, this is, automatically. Ayo Samapura, who is the pure rest, is the eternal, pure, unimmobile vision of and as the self. I am the self, I am the blissful one, so are you, the blissful one. Majo, Bruno, you see, Surya, all are blissful. That vision is from the self, unmoved, absolutely still, you see.
Ele diz que essa visão imóvel, absolutamente fixa, que está também através do ser, como eu sou bem-aventurado, como você é bem-aventurado.
Vikar means shifted vision, you see.
Visão que muda, vikar.
Shifted.
Mudada.
Shifted, you see. The moment you shift from the self, then something else takes over. It's like you have entered into into this world of Bruno, or the world of Shuddha, or the world of Anna Maria, you see, and automatically it is associated with intellect. You cannot avoid it, you see. This, you know.
E quando você se move do ser, você entra em outro mundo, né? Mundo de Bruno, mundo de Ana Maria, mundo de Shuddha. Você entra no intelecto. Isso é inevitável quando você sai deste ser, do estado do ser.
Intellect is not bad. Intellect is what helps this person called Shuddha or Surya or Deborah. You see, intellect is needed to function in this world, but distorted intellect starts creating conflicts and creating divisions. The nature of intellect is I am Deborah, I am Maria, and this other lady is separate from me. Everything else is separate. You see, that is an intellectual vision, you see.
O Shuddha diz que o intelecto não é uma coisa mal, é necessária para todos nós funcionarmos nesse mundo. Mas o intelecto distorcido que não é boa, né? Então, como the doer, right? I am Tony. That I'm using the intellect.
I am Tony, and
yes, eu sou Antonio.
I am so Antonio, and then automatically what Antonio sees is the world of duality. This is good, this is bad, this is how it should be, this is wrong, this is right, you see. The doership and the suffering, and this is mine and this is not mine, etc. See, it all automatically kicks in. You see?
Então ele diz que esse intelecto, né, o intelecto, você está no mundo do fazedor com essa imagem de dualidade, né? Isso é bom, isso é mal, eu gosto mais disso, menos daquilo. Então, essa é a operação do intelecto baseada nessa dualidade.
Because, it's very interesting how Dada begins with the first sentence. He says, you see faults. And in fact, every human being sees faults, you see. Every human being sees faults of others because the vision that is associated with the seeing has never come home. That one has never entered the home. One is always in the limited, localized vision of the intellect, you see.
Então, o Shuddha diz que todos nós, os seres humanos, todos nós vemos erros. Todo ser humano vê erro em outros. Então, por que... e com essa visão de ver erros nos outros, nós nunca entramos na casa. E the home is the home of the self, alma
Yes,
pura.
the self.
The home is the environment, o ambiente da alma pura, do ser.
There is no the home means the eye vision is absolutely still vision, and the eye can only see the eye. The eye cannot see any difference. I cannot see the difference. If I see Tony separate from me, that is because it is intellectual vision. The eye vision is the Amapura vision, which is the same as pure. I'm pure, you're pure, you see?
E o Shuddha faz essa diferença, né? A visão do eu é a visão da alma pura, tá?
You see, it cannot be. The moment you see a separation between you and another human being, it is because your vision has moved into the space that sees that difference. You have moved away from who you are. You see?
Yes. Então, quando há essa separação, que você vê o outro ser humano diferente de você, a sua visão mudou.
This is like night and day. There is no mixture here. You see,
é como dia e noite, não há mistura, não há confusão.
This would have been impossible to understand if the Gnani Purush had not brought us home to who you and I are. You see, not if he had not made us enter our own home, the pure self, that sees only the self only. The self can only see the self, you see. And Shuddha sees all of these, so many people here with different names. You see the difference? The moment I become Shuddha, I see Isabel, Majo. Is it Majo or Maho? Majo? Majo Andrade or Majo? Mayo? How do I spell it?
Como é que ele pronuncia?
How do I pronounce Majo? Majo? Majo. Okay.
Majo.
All right. Yeah.
Majo.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Majo.
Okay. So all of those are the visions, is the light of the intellect. Intellect sees Carla, Josie, Marlosi, etc.
O intelecto está vendo Carla, Marluce, Johnny, Josie.
Yeah.
And the self, o ser somente vê o ser. Essa é a diferença que o Shuddha está fazendo.
And the self only sees the pure. The self
e o ser somente vê o puro.
Yeah, the self cannot see the relative self. You see, the self only sees the relative self through the intellect. It's the same light.
o ser simplesmente vê o ser relativo através do intelecto.
Yeah, yeah. You see, I am present here with all my beautiful eternal light as the self, and I'm aware that Shuddha is able to see all of these subtle differences in everything, including what we read. All of those things are being seen through the intellect. You see?
Okay. E o Shuddha diz que o que ele vê nos Mahatmas, esses nomes diferentes e a leitura, o que foi dito na leitura, tudo isso é visto, observado através do intelecto.
Yeah, what Shuddha is reading, thinking, you know, explaining all of these things. You see, I am the blissful knower of it. This all happening. Same thing with you, Tony, and with all of us in this group. You see.
Então essa separação, né, que através do intelecto ele lê, ele diz, ele comenta, e ele diz através de todos os Mahatmas que estão aqui também, eles têm essa separação que eles o que sabem e vê e veem, observam esse intelecto interagir também.
Yeah, so this doshit, you know, this fault finding problem is because from time immemorial, ever since we entered this world, this universe, our vision has been intellect oriented only. You see, ever since we became human beings, we got the intellect and we saw, you say, me, and I see I see different bodies and, you know, the protection and everything, all of this, all the conflicts and everything, you see.
Então,
intellect.
O problema é, Shuddha diz, desde que entramos nessa vida, nesse mundo, vemos tudo através do intelecto.
You know, ever since we evolved as entered the evolving world as human beings, evolving world of human beings, it's been intellect only, nothing else, you see.
Esse mundo envolvido, desenvolvido de seres humanos, tudo está sob intelecto.
And then the intellect enters into more and more kashais and more and more kashais and more and more kashais, you see, and you revolve, you see, the kashai body. Kashai, this physical body is buried or burnt, and the kashai body continues, you see.
Então, there is the difference between two bodies. One is
the physical body, right?
O corpo físico, and the
other is the subtle body, which
o corpo sutil, yes,
the subtle body, which is
eternal.
The kashai complex, you see. Anger, pride, deceit, greed, you see.
O corpo sutil, que é o complexo do kashai, né? Orgulho, manipulação, ganância.
Yeah, you know,
orgulho.
You're right, and the physical body is burnt or buried by death.
O corpo físico é queimado ou enterrado.
And the subtle body
o corpo sutil
grows as a baby and becomes an effective body, you see.
E esse corpo sutil é contido no bebê, corpo sutil, e cresce daí.
Cause, effect, life after life, you see.
Efeito, causa, vida após vida.
And you see, so this is the differentiation. This differentiation between this is my body, this is mine, everything is mine, my wife, my husband, my home, etc. All of these things is faulty vision. It creates faulty vision, you see, and you cannot avoid this faults until you're awakened in the Gnani Vidhi, and the Gnani Vidhi you're awakened, and you know, and who am I on all of this, you see.
Então o Shuddha diz que a gente está, os hábitos que temos, né, de esse é meu, esse é meu, esse é meu, essa visão da possessão, que é meu, que é uma visão errônea, né? Até que nós quando recebemos o Gnani, que nós ficamos cientes dessa diferenciação.
So you see, that vision which was vikari, that vision which actually is Vikari is a vision is called mine, yours, and intellect. My, yours, intellect based. My intellect makes the division between mine and yours at all levels of operation, whether it is at the body level in the home or whether it is at the level of Putin and and Biden at the level of the summit. You see everything mine, yours, you see.
Então, e o Shuddha descreve essa palavra vicari simplesmente minha, sua, esse meu e seu, minha, sua, tudo isso é baseado no intelecto, etc. E todos nós vivemos isso na nossa casa, no nosso trabalho, até agora, que tem o encontro, né, das 7 nações e essa interação amanhã que vai acontecer entre o presidente Biden e o Putin da Rússia vai ser baseada nisso. Minha, sua, meu, seu, totalmente baseado no intelecto. Foi isso que o Shuddha disse.
It's a phenomenal paragraph that we are reading. And for as long as you see faults of anyone in this world, you know that you have not attained anything meaningful as a human being, and the life goes to waste. The human birth goes to waste.
Então, basicamente, o Shuddha diz da importância de você ter a visão impecável, pois se você vê se a sua vida baseada vendo erros, falhas nos outros, a sua vida é basicamente perdida.
It doesn't matter, you see.
Não importa.
It doesn't matter what you do.
Não importa o que você faz.
You will not be able to escape from this mine, yours. You see.
Você não pode escapar desse jogo do meu, seu.
And a mine, yours, and as long as the intellect is active, it is extremely dangerous. It's going to continue to manufacture kashais that will spin you and throw you into another body, you see.
Então, o que acontece esse meu e seu intelecto operando? O que vai isso acontecer? Vai ter uma confusão total, e o que vai fazer? Essa giração vai girar você até que você ocupa outro corpo.
By waking us up, by really waking us up in the Gnani, the Gnani Purush really makes us free from Vikari Drashti, this Vikari vision, and makes our vision nirvikari. Nirvikari means no longer, that vision doesn't shift, you see. Non-shifting vision, you see, nirvikari vision.
Então, o nosso Dadashri, quando recebemos o Gnan Vidi, faz que a nossa visão se torna nirvikari, que é uma visão que não muda.
Yeah, you see, now in our Charan Vidi, as you know, it's the second sentence of the third, He Niragi, Nirvikari, Satchidanand Swarup, you see. Like the second word is Nirvikari, you see. In other words, it's not only that of Bhagwan, this within us is Nirvikari, but you and I have entered into that vision too, you see.
Ele diz que no Chana Dividi essas palavras estão lá, Nirvikari, que é a visão que não muda. It's a vision of the pure soul, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
É a visão da alma pura.
Yeah, vision, Nirvikari.
Será que caiu a saturação dela, mas ela sentiu alguma coisa? Ela sentiu normal?
Let me just, Delvani, you want to say something, or it's just, okay, she just. Okay. All right, okay. Nirvikari, 5 Agna vision is Nirvikari. It doesn't shift, you see, Nirvikari. In other words, it is a vision of the home. Okay. Home vision, you see. Okay. Who am I vision, you see.
a visão de quem sou eu. O Shuddha diz que Nirvikari é a visão, são as 5 agnas, não muda, que é a visão de que estamos em casa.
Yeah, you see that way our
Who
vision.
am I? Quem sou eu? Né?
Yeah, right.
Of the self-realized, né?
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Do ser autorrealizado. Essa é a visão
Yeah.
Nirvikari.
Nirvikari vision. You see, Nirvikari means a vision that cannot be shifted anymore. You see,
Essa visão não pode ser mudada mais.
you know,
Depois do Gnani,
nobody can shift this. You know, nobody can throw you out of the home anymore.
ninguém pode tirar você da sua casa.
You know,
Né?
you and I, Ana Maria and Masho, and Isabel, we have entered the home.
Nós entramos a casa, Ana Maria, Majo.
Being Isabel or being Majo is to really get out of the home. Yes, this is not your home. Yes.
Sendo Isabel ou Majo, você saiu da casa. Essa não é sua casa. Sua casa é uma pura, né?
Being Isabel is a dangerous place because you are vulnerable. Somebody will be nice to you. Somebody will be you know, sweet to you. You are. And then not only that, your own vision is also is shifting. You know, it starts shifting. It's Vikari vision. You see,
A nossa visão é vicária. Ele falou que você saindo de casa, sendo Isabel ou Antônio, você uma pessoa pode não ser boa para você ou pode ser boa para você. Quer dizer, você está sempre, mas e a outra alternativa é você estar em casa como alma pura.
Nirvikari vision, my friends, is the vision of the Lord that I am and that you are. You see?
Nirvikari é a visão do Senhor, é a visão de que você é, que eu sou, de quem você é, de quem eu sou.
It's the vision of the Lord, you see.
A visão do Senhor.
And it's not a vision of the Lord that, let me see, let me see here. I'm just going to mute everyone, okay? And then unmute you, okay? You can mute also that we get, and then now let you unmute yourself, huh?
Okay.
Tony? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
now, all right, now hopefully it should work. See, Nirvika vision, it's not, vision of the Lord is not an external Lord. It's a vision from the home. You have come home, and then as the still and the blissful one, you start seeing the blissful selves in all human beings. You start seeing the blissful one as well as the body condition that is under the influence of some other force, you see, other factors, you see.
And o Shuddha diz que a visão do let's see, Shuddha, I think
by being the self, you by being blissful, you see the blissful one, and you also see the body conditions.
Ok. E se você está em bem-aventurança, em você vê a bem-aventurança nos outros e também você vê as condições dos seres humanos in the bodies, right? No seu corpo.
So you see, you'll see
relative.
You see the relative, and the relative states are changing. Somebody is lost in, somebody is happy, somebody is unhappy, somebody is upset, somebody is laughing, somebody is crying, but these are relative states of the Vikari vision, of the changing vision. And you can only see the blissful one in the one who is angry and upset by being who you are.
Você só pode ver ser bem-aventurado, ele estando com raiva, você estando em bem-aventurança, aí você pode observar esse ser. Because
yes.
you're in the state of pure soul, and you're seeing the blissful one that is pure
In
soul angry. You see the relative as well.
yes, the person may be angry, but
E a pessoa pode
because you are
estar
the
com raiva.
because you are have entered your own home,
Você
you
entrou na
can
sua casa,
you are not affected by the
você não
anger
está
or the
afetado
drama of the other
no
person.
drama da outra pessoa.
You're not affected. You see this drama of the other person. You see, she may be a drama queen. One time she is crying, another time she is hysterical, third time she is, she's nice, etc. Everybody is a drama queen, including the men. They're all drama queens.
O Shuddha diz que todos são drama, as rainhas de drama, né? Diz ela tá, incluindo os homens também, né?
Yeah. We do. It's all dramas, when they get what they want, they're nice to you.
Quando eles têm o que eles querem, eles estão bons para você, mas quando eles não conseguem.
And when they get disappointed, they make faces, and they might even hurt you. So this is
cara feia e pode machucar você também.
Yeah, but you see, by being still, absolutely still like Dada, and you are becoming still through the 5 Agna vision, by becoming more and more still in this 5 Agna vision, you see, you are not affected by the drama of the world or the people around you. You see, because you are seeing, you have become nirvikari yourself, you see.
Através das 5 Agnas, então você tem esse balanço, você está firme e você se tornou nesse estado de nirvikari, né? Você está em sua casa.
By being nirvikari,
being
nirvikari, by being motionless, you see.
Sem movimento.
By being nirvikari means still, yes, still, and not physically still, but who I am. That's who I am.
Quem você é, você não sai desse estado.
I have stepped away from Shuddha with all his histrionics and hysteria, and on all his drama, and then I can really see the drama. Then I see the drama of others. You see.
Let me translate that because it's important. Então, o Shuddha diz que ele saiu do drama dele. Então, ele pode ver Shuddha no drama, assim, da mesma maneira como se ele está interagindo com os outros, ele vê a raiva da pessoa, ele vê o estado da bem-aventurança da outra pessoa também.
Yeah, you see, so, this is the beauty of it, and as I look at Dada, you see, and this ability to see the separation,
essa habilidade de ver a separação.
This ability to see the separation really makes you come closer to the other human being, you see.
Através dessa separação, você chega mais próximo ao outro ser humano em sua frente.
You see, you're connecting only to his Amapura only, and that is the only way to connect with another human being, you see.
Está se conectando simplesmente com a alma pura do outro, e a única maneira que a gente se conecta com o outro através da alma pura.
When you see the other human being, the Amapura of the other human being, you are not drawn into any of the desires and the denials of Shuddha or Isabel or Josie or Majo, is you stop playing with the nonsense of the world. You see, you're no longer part of the drama. You are, you see the drama only,
Então, quando você está conectado com a pessoa e você está fora de qualquer desejo, de qualquer aversão, você está conectado com a alma pura desse indivíduo, dessa pessoa, e você está simplesmente observando o drama.
You see, and the beauty is that this drama that is unfolding in front of each one of us is pre-programmed for everyone. It is not as if I'm the only one who is being dramatic or the other person. This whole world is nothing but a stage. You see, that's Shakespeare again, you know. It's all nothing but a stage, and we are all players. Everybody is players. By relative viewpoint, we are all playing different roles, you see.
Exato. Então, o Shuddha diz que esse mundo inteiro não é mais nada do que um palco, e nós estamos, somos os atrizes e atores neste palco.
Yes, yeah, you know,
Through the Vicari, right? The
yeah, the
intellect.
Vicari, because you know, and he has, and the view and the compassion part within each one of us, especially the compassion part within us, comes in because you and I, my dear friends, have become free, eternally free from this drama, you see. Whereas the people of the world, the human beings, are so involved in it, you know, so involved in it and suffering so much from it, you see.
Ele diz que os Mahatmas, né, que nós estamos separados através de receber o Gnani, nós temos essa compaixão, e as pessoas do mundo lá fora estão simplesmente no sofrimento contínuo.
Yeah, you know, so this sense of oneness, you see, it begins slowly. It will increase, you know. Everybody says we are all one, you know, this is our world and we are all one and we should live together in harmony. But it's impossible as long as there is Vikari Drashti, and that is why you have so much problem at all levels of human interactions, you see.
O Shuddha diz, né, que nós escutamos lá fora, né, que todos nós estamos conectados, somos há uma união, mas enquanto existir esse Vikari Drashti, que é a separação e que causa conflitos, é impossível ter essa união.
In Vikari Drashti is intellectual vision, and as long as a human being sees through his intellect, which is the only light he has got, you know, he can only see others through how his brain interprets it, and that is his intellect, you see. And so even though he gets 15 different people with, the more the intellect, the more confused it becomes in terms of who is right, who is wrong, you see, and he is thrown into the whirlpool of conflicts, you see.
E o Shuddha diz que as pessoas do mundo que estão lá fora, que não têm noção da ciência ditada, eles simplesmente têm essa visão do intelecto, que é uma visão que gera conflito. Eles não têm esse discernimento de separar essa visão não vicária.
Nirvikar means Nirvikar means home vision. Home vision, Amapura vision, you see.
Visão da casa, visão da Amapura.
So rare in this world, so absolutely rare, but it has happened to all of us, my friends. Each one of us, it has happened, you see.
Raro nesse mundo, acontece com todos nós.
We don't have to, in fact, you don't have to say, Amapura, it is natural for each one of us now, it's Amapura.
Você não precisa dizer eu sou Amapura, é natural para nós.
And it's no longer simple words, it is actually an experience that is associated with stillness and bliss. You see, stillness, no movement, bliss of the self, even though Shuddha may be angry, upset, body may be hurting, etc., all kinds of desires happening here, whatever, but still there is bliss, you see.
Ok. E o Shuddha diz que esse estado, né, é um estado de uma calma, de uma pausa, e também bem-aventurança.
You see, and then this is who I am, and this is who you are. As I look at all of you, you see, and that is the oneness. You see, that is the oneness that is increasing within all of us. You see, Mahatmas in this satsang. You see.
E o Shuddha diz que essa que é a união que os Mahatmas estão essa manifestação nesse satsang dessa união.
You know, there is no concern, there is no interest, there is no curiosity about what anyone in this picture is doing. Any one of us is like, or what she is thinking, or what he is thinking, or what he's doing, or there is zero interest because we know that is a programmed machine that will that is functioning, that is doing whatever is necessary. We have become one at this level, at the level of the pure soul. Yes.
Então ele diz que ao nível da alma pura aqui nessa satsang, entre os Mahatmas, não há ninguém está observando o que essa pessoa está fazendo, aquilo na mente, não há absolutamente nenhum interesse de maneira alguma.
And then this is societal religions, is the word that Dadashri uses. In fact, this is exactly how it is, right? All these religions that we hear, this is, there are not only these headings, all the main religions, but there are as many religions as there are human beings with intellect. Everybody has got his own way of looking at his own, saying, this is mine, this is your, I don't, this. So, and these are, we in just this 2 sentences, we are free by relative. This is all relative, and I am real, I am real, you see.
Então, o Shuddha falou do fato da religião social, né, da sociedade que escutamos, né, que é baseada no intelecto, e nessas 2 palavras que nós, Mahatmas, sabemos do real, o que é o real e o que é o relativo.
When I say I am real, my vision has become universal. You see, in other words, I see the self. You see, I experience the self, and I see, and therefore I can see the self. You see.
Quando eu digo que eu sou real, a minha visão é que eu experiencio o real e eu vejo o real.
Hence, I see the self. You see, this is the seeing of the self. You see, this is the seeing of the self.
Essa é a visão do real.
Yeah, I am the self, and therefore I experience the self, and therefore I know that that's exactly who each one of you are, you see.
Sendo real, experienciando o real, eu vejo, eu sei quem cada um de vocês são, através da visão real.
And and that is called Shuddha Upyog, pure utilization, you see.
Pura, utilização pura, Shuddha Upyog.
Yeah, it's a Shuddha Upyog. And in this world, there is nothing worth seeing except the self in others. See the self, everything else, you and I have seen life after life after life, and we have been thrown into a lot of conflicts, you see. Now, what are you going to see? What do you really want to see, you see? See the self in others, you see.
Em vida após vida, vida após vida, a gente vem aprender, né? O que você quer ver? Você quer ver o ser nas pessoas.
Yes, yes. So Dadashri says, by all of these societal religions, they create conflicts, and they not only that, they create worries too, you see.
Essas religiões da sociedade, Dada diz que criam conflito e criam preocupações, worries, preocupações também.
Yeah, worries, it is the end product of intellectual vision, whereas the vision of the self is beyond any worries, zero worries, and just you and I be the self, you see.
E essa visão do ser, as preocupações são zero.
Yeah, this is I'm looking at, let me see if there's anything else I want to share from the Gujarati. Yeah, this is only 7-line paragraph, but we have covered it all. There is a profound internal advanced level understanding of this oneness, that Dada, why is Dada loved by all? Even if you see his face, you love him. You hear his words, you love him. Why is because even though you have not met him physically, he essentially says that he has no separation with anyone. He has no separation with anyone, you see.
E o Shuddha diz, por que este carinho, esse amor por Dada, mesmo que você não tenha essa visão de estar com ele, Shuddha diz que é porque Dada não está não há separação, não há separação.
Mas como você estava lá? Quando eu fui lá para ver os cachorros, estava lá.
Okay, all right. So I just muted her. Okay, so essentially, it's zeros. You see, how did Dada achieve it, and he is showing us the way to achieve it. He knows it is for him. It happened after life of sadhana or spiritual quest, you see. Whereas for us, he immediately made us experience a little bit of it, and then he gives us these agnas and says through the agnas it will happen, you see.
Então, vida após vida, Dada conseguiu, que ele conseguiu através dessa conquista espiritual e nos forneceu essas 5 agnas.
Yeah, these agnas were never ever given by any previous spiritual master to anyone, you see, in the history of spirituality or religion, and these agnas.
Na história de espiritualidade ou religião, essas agnas nunca foram dadas por nenhum líder espiritual.
Lord Krishna did give it to Arjun, as you know.
O Senhor Krishna gave a Arjuna.
Yeah, he said that see the self in everyone, see me in everyone, but
vejo o ser em todos, me vejo em todos.
Yeah, this has begun within us, you see. This has begun.
É o início, começou em nós.
And and it's easy to see the self in situations where there are no conflicts and no drama happening at the relative level. But if there is major drama happening at the relative level, you do not want to get into the vikari drashti. You need to come back to who you are, come home, and then it becomes very easy. Come home first. When there is a storm, you don't stay outside. Come inside the home and then kind of check everything, you see.
Yes. E o Shuddha diz que você não quer ficar fora da sua casa, fora da alma pura, quando há tormento, conflito, nesse Nirvikari Drashti, você vai voltar volte para casa, da mesma coisa, na mesma situação onde há uma tempestade, uma tormenta fora, você entra na sua casa para ter a proteção.
You know, in this very short paragraph, my friends, you know, he has given us, in this very short heading, he has given us so much, you know, in essence, but he has given us the fundamental reason of fault finding faults, you see. He has given, and it is, you know, this unnatural and imperfect is an old translation. The simple thing is, it is your vision has become vikari, means it is shifting and intellect based, you see. It is given here, you see, it's tainted with intellect. That's the meaning of vikari vision, you see.
O Shuddha falou que nesse parágrafo singular, o Dada nos deu esse conhecimento incrível, né, dessa visão que vem do intelecto, que não é uma visão natural e é imperfeita, está contaminada pelo intelecto.
The intellect will show you the body, the mind, the physical things, you see, that this was wrong, this was right, all of this forest, you see, whereas the vision of the self, the nirvikari vision, immediately lifts you up, as if, you know, if you are lost in a jungle, in a deep forest, you see, if you're lifted up, you know, by parachute, you know, and if you just by, you know, by a helicopter, you see, you know, you're free from the jungle instantly, you know, and you're free, you see.
O Shuddha está falando da importância de você ter essa nirvikari vision, né, que é a visão do ser, né, que eleva você. Imagina se você está perdido numa floresta, como se você fosse encontrado e helicóptero te tira dessa floresta que você está perdido.
Yeah, you know, so we have been eternally lifted up, my friends. Eternally means no, there is no way, like he said, there is no way that you can be pushed back into the jungle anymore. You know, there's no way that you can be thrown back into the forest anymore. The forest of the mind, the forest of the body, the forest of the words anymore. For none of us, you see.
Todos nós estamos elevados e não há modo algum que nós vamos ser jogados na floresta da mente, da fala e das nossas ações.
Yeah, now we are the blissful seers, seer and the knower of this forest, you see, and what's happening in the forest, you see. Sometimes there's a clearing and sometimes there is a dense trees, but you know, this is all happening to someone else, you see.
Então, nós somos buscadores e somos bem-aventurados nessa floresta.
Yes. You see, so what's going on? Have we gone beyond time? Yeah. All right, Vishuddhatma Bhagwan. So, Tony, Tony, thank you so much. And so also, my dear Carla.
Obrigado a Carla.
Yeah, we appreciate this, huh? And also, you know, Tony and I want, and Carla, three of us want to share with all of you that it is because of your presence and because of your one chit, because of your focused chit listening to the Ada's words, that this satsang is happening. You see, there is, you know, this satsang is flowing because of your presence, you see.
O Shuddha diz que o satsang está fluindo por causa da sua presença aqui nesta sala, nesta noite.
And for that presence, we are deeply grateful. Thank you very much.
Então, temos gratidão, estamos com muita gratidão por causa dessa presença de vocês.
Highest namaskars to all of you.
Saudações elevadas a todos vocês.
And good to see Elena too. Elena, my dear, Jai Vishuddhatma Bhagwan, Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand, and also
Jai Sachidanand para todos.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Yes. And it was wonderful to also have your son present there, wonderful to talk to him in Sydney. It's pretty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Have a wonderful night. Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Jai
All right.
Sachidanand.
Yes.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yeah, Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Mhm.